Hey folks, I am going to do another recording this morning, and I'm going to do a bit of a test for myself. So in that last video, I was talking about a topic that I was really been thinking about, and it had nothing to do with the art. But right now, I'm going to put a little bit more focus on the art itself. You may hear some silence. I'm not really sure what it's going to be like, but I'm going to see what kind of difference it makes if I put more focus on the art rather than the stuff I'm talking about. This is really a test because I really think it's good YouTube-wise to have a topic at hand and I want to talk about. And the topic today is just concentration. And I am gonna be thinking out loud on the things I am thinking about, but I really want to focus on just the lines that I'm making. And we're gonna see if the pace gets better. Now, when I say pace, I'm not necessarily going to be drawing my lines faster, but again, sticking to those principles of trying to reduce the amount of times I press undo and trying to pre-visualize the line and trying to get it right on right off the bat. Taking care of my strokes, taking care of my mental concentration. Yeah. So I got the form of the wing there, but instead of doing those little shapes inside the wing, I just want to finish the rest of the contour. So let's do that. So I'm going to finish the legs and then we can do the tail. Again, as I mentioned in a previous video, there's a lot of expression you can do even if it's just in a simple contour line. You can express your knowledge of anatomy, the accuracy of it. And I know if I don't want to spend too much time here because I'm not getting paid all that much, but I do want the artwork to be good. And so I will shoot for a personal standard of accuracy when it comes to the excuse me, anatomy. As I mentioned in the previous video, I am sick. Caught something for my son. It's not too bad. I don't have a fever or anything. At least I don't think I have a fever. But I have been sniffly and sneezing and having some congestion, so pray for me, y'all. Okay. Not too much ankle there. I don't want too much change in the form there. So I'm going to move my left hand away from Command Z. I am on an iPad, but I do have a keyboard, and I use my left hand to press Command Z rather than touch the screen of the iPad. Now, this brush has tilt controls, even though it's an inking brush, so I need to fix that. I need to make a note of that after this video, that I need to remove that tilt control to, like, if I do this, it's going to do that. That was holding my brush at an angle, and I don't want that. The reason it has that is because I adapted this brush from an existing Procreate brush, which had that feature, and I just want to take it off of my inking brush. I don't need it. Okay, sandal. We've already established what the sandal kind of looks like from the previous layer, the lower layers. So I'm just going to draw the outline now as is. Some line weight here to show a little bit of a shadow underneath that sandal there. Let's zoom in. So this video, rather than listening to what I'm talking about, let's try to watch closely at the lines that I'm making. And what I can focus on is mistakes. What are some things I notice that I do repeatedly that I can do better? While also trying not to make mistakes. Okay, the toes can be touching here. Remember the golden ratio for a flow state is 85% error rate. Or rather, not flow state, but I don't know if it is flow state, but and Huberman said it's like optimal learning, I think. optimal learning and brain engagement, just enough so that, like, I know it might have to do with flow state, because it sounds reminiscent of the flow channel, where if you're having an 85% error rate, it's enough that your brain doesn't get too stressed because you're doing well enough, but you're making enough mistakes where your brain is engaged and wanting to correct them. So if I could count, how many times I'm undoing as opposed to how many strokes I'm making, I think that might be a nice resource, but I don't know if Procreate keeps that kind of data. But in general, what if we just focus on only that, just the accuracy? It's difficult to judge, if the sketch layer had a thick line, like, where am I choosing to put the actual line? And I moved something here, so just kind of interpreting it in the sketch. Yeah, I think that's good. Line weight. I'm gonna erase off the outside a little bit there. Using the eraser to shape it. Want a thin line here where there's a curve, and then maybe a little bit thicker line weight where there are corners. There it is again, the brush tilt. I don't want that. Yeah, it's interesting. Man, pressing undo as a digital artist has been so ingrained in my workflow that it's like I just do it reflexively. It's not necessary. I think what I need to do, actually, instead of trying to shoot for perfection, maybe shoot for a margin of error that's permissible. For now, I mean, as I pursue perfection. Like, notice it but let it slide. I don't know, should I do that or no? Maybe not. Maybe I should. I don't know. I'm having inner debates now. No, I want to pursue perfection. My own meaning of perfection, which is, the constant learning, trial and error, moving toward these concepts and principles that I find ideal. Listening to the no rules, and being great within the yes rules, right? 10 Commandments and love with all your heart, all your soul. One thing that's interesting is, like, Bishop Barron will repeat himself a lot in his videos, because he will give the same type of explanation for certain theological questions. And I find myself doing that too. I mean, I think I got it from my dad, in that my dad repeats himself a lot in his stories and his lessons, and the things, just in general, the things that he talks about. I do that too, to a fault, I think. I really need to think about this leg here. This strap, I don't think needs to be as thick at all. Let's keep it a thin strap. I can feel my nose running. And again, I was about to shy away from the foot. Let's not shy away. Let's stick with it. But I need to be thinking about the angle of the foot here. I think the foot can be longer. Pito here. I feel like I can kind of bejewel this or something. We'll think about that later when I get to the final details. Okay, we got the legs in. I'm gonna play with the line weight later in our final touches to the line art. And we're gonna put in that tail. Now here I don't have to worry about like known anatomy, so I'm just gonna make sure I just get nice curves, and I can fix them later. I think even with this, the point of doing passes like sketch layer 1, sketch layer 2, is to develop from big picture to details. Because if I just go straight into the details, some of the big picture stuff might be off. Now, one of the goals is to pursue like Kim Jong-gi, where he can just pre-visualize and sort of see it on the page already before he draws it. Now, that level of visual skill, my mental library is, not that strong yet. I don't know if it'll ever be that strong, but we will pursue it. And I know you pursue it by looking at reference, which I don't really do a lot. But it's not something I have time for. I don't really have a lot of time to study from reference these days. I just do work and base it on daily observations that are not, I don't go out of my way to observe. Just kind of remembering what I can. Okay, I think that's good for the character. I think that's pretty much the character's line art right there. There's just a little bit missing on the foot right there. So let's finish that off actually. Like this, as she's stepping, a little bit of the contour of the sandal there, and then like this. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna enter into the final phase of the line art here, where I'm just gonna take the sketches, make them really faint, and we're just gonna go in there and just clean everything up. So this is where I'm gonna zoom in. This is the final phase of line art, and I'm just gonna make everything look really pretty. And this part, it doesn't require much thought because it's just kind of noticing things as I go. I think this is all, to be honest, considering how much I'm getting paid, almost an acceptable level of lines. Yeah, this is really close. So I'm not gonna spend too much time doing this, whole perfectionism thing. But I will get in there and at least make things look finished. Okay, so right here, I'm really focusing on getting my stroke right, not undoing. One thing I can think about is like the beginning and end point of the stroke. How long do I want it to be? Okay, so the line weight, we're gonna get into line weight now, contour. And I think the line weight of the wings does not have to be super thick. And I don't even necessarily have to close all these lines either. Just anything that looks obviously bad. Which for me can be a lot of things. I get too particular over this stuff. Which I would have time for if I was being paid more. But I'm not. It's not that I'm getting even paid a small amount. It's just that I always have to consider how many hours am I spending. I would love to make this a perfect piece, but I would probably need a few more hours to make it like as perfect as I would like it to be. Now I'm seeing actually right here that this leg is a little bit, the calf here is a little bit thick. So without the sketch layer present, I'm just gonna thin out the leg a little bit. Starting from there. Kind of like that. Just a little bit. You know, I know that more of the calf muscle is on the outside, on the, what is it, medial and lateral edge of the tibia. Am I using the right vocabulary here? So, thinned it out a little bit. How's that look now? That looks a little bit better. That might have been an overshoot. And I think this knee is actually a bit high. Or I mean low. Yeah, I think that's a bit better of an adjustment. You know what though, actually this part, the calf should come up from higher. That's right. Now the implied line of the tail can come a little bit lower here. Yeah. I think that's good. I just see a lot of broken lines, so especially on the wings, so let's clean that up. You know what, in the shorts, the detail in the shorts, we'll worry about that when we get to the color layer. Because I could add more lines, but I don't want it to be too busy, like around the, I guess, the crotch area. I think that's good enough right there, like just showing some form that it's changing form. Let's see. Yeah, we'll keep it minimal around there, and we'll do it in a color layer. Even then, yeah, just more minimal, just maybe a line going this way. He said ripped jeans, so I guess we're gonna add like some Daisy Duke type of pockets. So I guess we'll like put a hole in it, like right maybe around here. And then maybe another one like around here, maybe it's like a piece kind of torn off right there. Yeah, that was the original, that was the idea at the beginning, just ripped. So we'll add some texture like that, maybe another little piece right there, like right here. Maybe a patch or something. I think that's good enough. Just do some hatching for some texture here. Make the jeans look a little bit more rugged, I guess. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think that gets the idea. Get some folds in the shirt. I think that's good enough, to be honest. Yeah, I think the rest of it we can do in the color layer. I don't want to rush this, so what I'm going to do now actually is just give it a break. I think think I have some more hair kind of flowing in the wind here. I think in the sketch I put some of those little hairs. Where did I put them? Was it in layer 1? Layer 2? Where are those little hairs? Maybe I lost them, but I think I want to add some hairs here that kind of flow in the wind. Some extra hairs here. A little bit here too. Why not? Let's add some extra strands coming down this way. Okay, yeah, well, I don't want to rush this, so we will just stop here. And then I think this does look really good. In our next session, we will sort of clean things up some more and finish that line art layer when I get a fresh look at it. But I think this is quite good. So we'll stop there. Talk to you guys later. God bless. Bye-bye.